What's going on, guys? Bruce Matson here, your host show, Metro Scout Fantasy Football. Right now, I'm going over my top 25 tight ends for week 2. I already got the wide receivers and running backs in the archives from a day or so ago. Go check those out if you need help with those, setting your lineups. If this is something you're interested in from a weekly basis, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. But we're going to go ahead and dig in here so I can get this out to you before the Thursday night game here. Here is the over-unders for the week. This is an implied point total for each game. Doesn't necessarily mean that each game will be high scoring because we do get more variance in the start of the season. However, it's a good guideline to use. And these are from oddshark.com. These are an average from a bunch of books. And I just use this week to week to try to project which games are going to be more high scoring than others. Obviously, the lower scoring games, you kind of want to lean away from, and the higher scoring games, you kind of want to go towards. And then also, some of these games are going to bust wide open, and some of these top-end games are going to fail. That's just a part of life, but we do our best with the guidelines and projections that we have. It's just something I use when setting lineups, and I use it a ton for daily fantasy football as well. Moving on to the rankings here. So, the top 12. The thing about tight ends, and especially last week, the tight end position gets rough, scoring-wise, right when you get around 9, 10, 11, 12. You can barely crack 10 PPR fantasy points on some weeks. There are some weeks it's in single digits from like 8 on back, and that's rough. I think last week, the tight end 12 scored only like 4 more points than tight end 25, and the points are coming from the top tier guys. And you're always going to start these top tier guys. Travis Kelsey, Mark Andrews, Darren Waller, Kyle Pitts. Some people may be down on Kyle Pitts because he didn't provide what you were expecting in week 1. However, the usage was there, the routes were there. Let's see what happens this week. Travis Kelsey, you're going to start him. Travis Kelsey is just someone you're just going to plug and play. And obviously, you're going to do that when you draft him. Same with Mark Andrews. Gets a lot of volume and runs a lot of routes. Darren Waller's in a good matchup. We know Devontae Adams is stealing target share left and right, but he's still valuable. I like Dallas Goddard this week because he's in a good matchup. Gets a good amount of targets in this offense. TJ Hawkinson, Pat Freiermuth, kind of in similar situations. Detroit's a little bit more pass-heavy and a better game script. Freiermuth gets a lot of targets for his offense. Ertz is in a good matchup, 51.5 overall against Vegas, and could get some volume in this game. Dalton Schultz, I'm a little low in because obviously I should. This offensive line's beat up. New quarterback might not be good for him. Dawson Knox could surprise us. Good over-under. Plus the Bills like to spread it around. Same with Gerald Everett this week. I got him ranked a little high because I love the volume. Anything could happen in this game. We also have Keenan Allen out. Target's got to go somewhere. It might spread around to all the pass catchers, and Everett might get his opportunity for a touchdown, or maybe one of the other tight ends get it. But we want to see what he can do. Tyler Higby, similar situation here. It's just a higher volume game, higher volume offense, could get some workload, and it could land in the right way for us. Once we get to this back half of the list, just start who you want, project out who do you like. When it comes to 13 to 25 here, I don't feel good about hardly any of these guys. Some of these guys, I'm just shooting shots on. Albert O, due to his athleticism, but I don't like the game script here. Robert Tonyan, I want to see him start getting those targets from Rodgers like he did a couple years ago. Cole Kmet could get target share, but it could be a large target share of this, so it may not be meaningful at all. Evan Ingram, target share potentially, but I don't really see it happening. Same with Logan Thomas. Irv Smith is in a good offense, good situation. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. David Nichoku has a chance to get decent target share. Everything's up in the air with these pass catchers. However, it's going to be a target share of this if it does happen. So you're hoping he gets something in the end zone. Same thing for the rest of these guys. I got Juwan Johnson in here. He was getting a lot of workload. He was running a lot of routes, getting some targets. You want to be thinking of him. Or if you're looking to roster a guy off the waiver wire who may have some upside, Johnson may be someone you're looking at. Isaiah Likely, just because he was shelling out and they're going to use him a bit. maybe it could be his game. You're just throwing lottery tickets out. I mean, you can throw just about any other tight end past this point if you want up in here. It doesn't matter. Look at the point scoring once you get past the top 12. Shoot for upside. I would shoot for game scripts and do that from here. Once you get outside of like top 5 tight ends, it gets ugly, and there's really no difference or not much of a difference between like the tight end 8 and 9 and the tight end 20. So shoot your shot with what you want or try to shoot for upside and see what happens. We're just gambling on these tight ends once we get to a certain point. But that's what I got for the top tight ends for this week. Let me know who you're starting for this week at tight end. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Helps the channel on the algorithm. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping rankings every week from here on out on all the positions, along with the other fantasy football content that I always drop. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.